Okay, this question is basically we need to find the equation of the question, the graph given. I can look at the choices and eliminate right away. A cannot be possible and B cannot be possible. A is a vertical line, that is x is equal A is a vertical line, and y equal 1 is a horizontal line, that is y is equal C, the general equation. Y is equal x cannot be either, because that should be a straight line going through the origin, so that leaves D the correct answer. Furthermore, I could look at the y-intercept. The y-intercept here is 0, 1. So this is my y-intercept. And I could find the gradient. If you look at the curve, I pick up 2 points. So this is 0, 1. And it's also meeting in here at 1, 2. So the gradient is, without that, I can go from here, rise over run from 1 up 1. So my gradient is also 1. So that will confirm D is my correct choice. We need to find the arc length AC. We can approach this in more than possible method. First of all, we can see this angle is 90 degrees, so the circle is divided to 4 quadrants, so that should be the arc length, if we call it S. Some books they call it S, sometimes they refer to it as L, is a one part. It's basically it is a one quarter of the circumference 2 pi r, and they gave us the circumference to be 36, so 1 out of 36, which is equal 9. That's one way. The other is to think of the arc length formula. L is equal theta in degrees over 360 times 2 pi r, which is the circumference really. So the central angle in this case is 90, so 90 out of 360 times 36, the circumference. So 0, 0, 1, 4, again 9 is my correct answer. So you have more than one approach to find the answer for this question. Quadratic equation, and would like to find the solution or solutions of this equation. 4x squared minus 8x minus 12 equals 0. I can simplify this further by dividing the entire equation by 4. So that'll give me x squared minus 2x minus 3 is equal 0. Factorize x, and since the constant, that's a rule, since the constant is negative, c in here is negative, so one of the brackets is a plus and one is a minus. And when I ask myself what two numbers, I multiply them together, they give me 3, a 3 and 1. The rule says the bigger number takes the sign of the middle term. The sign of the middle term is minus, so in here is my 3, in here is my 1, equals 0. Null factor law, x plus 1 is equal 0, or x minus 3 is equal 0. That implies x is equal minus 1 or x is equal to 3. These are the solutions of this equation, and that makes B my correct answer. The graph a linear graph is not zero, meaning a slanted curve is gonna touch the x-axis, so it cannot be. So this one from practice, I could think the answer should be a cubic polynomial cannot be because it's going to cross the x-axis. So it has to be a quadratic equation with no real zeros. It has to be a quadratic equation with no real zeros, so the answer should be C. But let me give some observation. Remember that a quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equal 0. We have three scenarios in here. If case 1, if the discriminant delta, which is equal b squared minus 4ac, is greater than 0, i.e. positive, then we have two real roots or two real solutions. That means the graph will be this way or it will be this way, meaning crossing the x-axis in 2 points. So that is a root R1 and that is R2, two solutions. If the second case, if the discriminant delta, which is equal b squared minus 4ac, is equal 0, then we have one real root. So the graph will look like something like that. It will cross the x-axis in 1 point, either this way or this way or up and down in either or this way or this way. So in this case we have an intersection with the x-axis. So the third scenario is if the discriminant, if delta, which is equal b squared minus 4ac, is less than 0, i.e. negative, then there is no real solution, no real root or no real solution. That means no intersection with the x-axis, and the graph will look like something to that effect. It'll be either this way, of course it could intersect the y-axis, that's not an issue, or this way, so no intersection with that makes our C the correct answer. If x is equal 9, what is the value of k? Basically, we need to solve this equation. Substitute x is equal 9, so square root of k plus 2 is equal 9. I move x to the other side, and to get rid of the radical sign, I square both sides, and that will produce k plus 2 is equal 81, so k is equal 79. Do we have an answer? So D is my correct answer. Which of the following is the answer? The sum, just simply add the terms, and if I add a squared minus 1 plus a plus 1 minus 1 and plus 1, that'll give me a 0, so the outcome will be a squared plus a. Do I have a squared plus a? Yes, a is my correct answer. This question is about, if you read, it's about linear programming or inequalities, so I need to establish two inequalities. It says Jackie has 2 jobs. She works as a tutor, which pays $12 per hour, and she works as a lifeguard, which pays $9.50 per hour. she can work no more than 20 hours. No more than means less than or equal. So less than or equal to 20. And if we say she tutors X hours and she works Y hours as a lifeguard, so X plus Y is less than or equal 20. That is my first equation, or my first inequality, shall I say. And if I look at the choices right away, so it cannot be A and it cannot be D. So now I'm between B and C. I need to establish the second inequality. She wants to earn at least 220, at least, meaning a greater than or equal. Greater than or equal. And now if she works 1 hour tutoring, she gets paid $12. 2 hours, 24. X hours, that'll be 12 times X plus 9.5 times Y. That is my second inequality, or my second equation. And that will make B my correct answer. C my correct answer. It has to be greater than. So X plus Y less than or equal 20, 12X plus 9.5 Y greater than or equal to 20. So C is